up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're looking at the 5 players to watch in this weekend's game against the Chicago Bears. Also, we are talking about a man who may make his return this weekend. That guy is coming up very shortly. Let's get this thing started. We're talking about a player that looks like he's going to return to the Lions this Sunday. Let's go, baby! Okay, wait, you guys don't know who I'm talking about. Actually, you do know who I'm talking about. You clicked on the video, you saw the title that I told you, you saw the thumbnail with a picture of him in there. It is Mitchell Trubisky. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's actually Mike Daniels. So yes, Mike Daniels is looking like he's going to play again this weekend. This is something that I love to hear. Mike Daniels hasn't played much this season, just like Deshaun Hand. Now, Deshaun Hand is probably not going to play, but Mike Daniels might, and we need that, okay, because Aquara's probably not going to be out there. We have so many injuries in the secondary, wherever it may be. Yes, the Chicago offense isn't very good, but the fact that Mike Daniels could be on the field and help us out and really help out this defensive line that we haven't seen at full strength, I would say once this season. I mean, I can't remember a time where every single player on the defensive line was healthy, and that's not even counting Austin Bryant. So yeah, we have a lot of injuries. Hopefully he is actually back this weekend, but all signs point to it is. He says, look, it's all in God's plan. He's just got to trust that. He's very encouraged that he is going to have a chance to play this weekend. So hopefully that is the case. This man has a $9 million contract. We need to see him on the field because at this point in the season, we need all of the wins we can get. We need him to get going this weekend, and we need that to continue for the rest of the season, especially if you find a way to get a win. Mike Daniels, you look like you're going to be back. So I decided, okay, I'm making the top 5 list. Got to put the man at number 5. If he plays, there's no reason that we shouldn't be watching out for this guy. So Mike Daniels, you come in at number 5 of the 5th player that we should watch for this game against the Chicago Bears this weekend. Now let's hop into number 4. So as you guys know, I like to keep a mix. Get a couple of Bears players in there, get a couple of Lions players in there. But I do like to have one extra Lions player because this is a Lions channel. But coming in number 4, I had Mitchell Trubisky. Now, Trubisky kind of has to be on here. He's a quarterback. Usually you put quarterbacks on here. But for the Bears, Mitchell Trubisky is going to be very interesting. This year, he hasn't done much at all. He's been recognized one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. Maybe it's too much hate. Maybe it's well-deserved. I don't know how you guys stand on that one. But a lot of people don't like what Mitchell Trubisky is doing. A lot of people saying, hey, this is not the future. The Bears realize that. We all realize that. But we've been known to give up these big games. Look, I'm all optimistic and positive, but sometimes this happens when you give up really big games to terrible quarterbacks because you overlook them. We, as the Lions, cannot overlook Mitchell Trubisky. I know he's not very good, but you cannot overlook him. He still is an NFL quarterback. Kinda, I guess you could say that at this point. So we can't overlook this man, but at the same time, he's just not a very good quarterback. Completing 63% of his passes, which isn't bad. In his last game, he only completed 47, so that's yikes. 1,200 passing yards on the season, 5 touchdowns to 3 picks. He has an 80 He has an 80 passer rating. Not good. I mean, it is bad. It is bad. I can't say it's not bad. It is bad. It's not good either. So it's not good at all. But you still have to keep an eye out for their quarterback because quarterbacks can do things that hurt you, and especially Trubisky, who can run a little bit, that can sometimes hurt you. So we'll see how that goes. Now, coming in at number 3, we have the Detroit Lions safety, Will Harris. Now, I think Will Harris is going to be huge in this game. I was actually going to put him in the thumbnail, but I heard about Mike Daniels, so I was like, we're going to throw him in there. Will Harris is going to be big. Again, injuries have piled up at positions for the Detroit Lions defensively, and another one of those positions is safety. We talked about it today. Miles Killebrew will not be playing this weekend because he's dealing with an injury. Well, Tracy Walker's not playing either, so that means Will Harris, a guy who's had to really step into a big role right after Quandre Diggs was traded. Think about that. That's three of your main safeties gone. Quandre Diggs was traded, so we move Miles Killebrew back to safety. He gets hurt. Tracy Walker's hurt. We have a lot of injuries at the safety position, let me just say it like that. And our main guys are going to be Tavon Wilson, Will Harris, and CJ Moore, who is a special teams player. A lot is going to be riding on Will Harris, and I think this is a good opportunity for him to play well because, again, he is going against Mitchell Trubisky, so he could look pretty good out there. But at the same time, again, he's an NFL player. These are NFL teams, and we don't have a lot of safeties. I hope Will Harris can step up and he's ready for the challenge this weekend. I'm rooting for you, young man. Let's see what you can do. Give us a pick. Will, give us a pick, all right? Let's get the hype train going into the final stretch of the season or the second half of the season. Let's get an interception, Will Harris. Next, coming in at number 2 is the guy for the Bears that it has to be on here. I mean, I could not leave him off here. That's Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack, how can you leave Khalil Mack off here? What they gave up to get Khalil Mack on their team, I have to put him on the list. Khalil Mack, one of the better defensive players in the last few years, really known for getting court pressure on the quarterback and making plays in the backfield. He's had some really good moments against NFC North teams, and now he's playing the Detroit Lions where he has a chance to do it once again against the offensive line who's not average, I would say a little bit below average in the Detroit Lions. They do have some nice tight ends, so hopefully if those guys stay back to block, they can hold up Khalil Mack because we know he does come from the outside usually. So that's going to be very important. Khalil Mack does have 5.5 sacks on the season, which actually isn't very crazy. I mean, it's not. Trey Flowers has 4. So I know everybody wants to hate on Trey, but hey, I mean, come on now. Only 1.5 less? Okay, I'm sorry. I've actually been hearing rumors that, oh yeah, the Raiders won that trade and that they should trade Khalil Mack. I'm pretty sure that's just to get picks back because they're thinking the Bears might rebuild. I don't know. I didn't read into those too much because honestly, I don't care. But at the same time, Khalil Mack is always a force to be reckoned with, and you always have to understand where he is on the field. And I think he's going to be huge importance once again, like he usually is when he plays NFC North teams. He comes in at number 2. Now coming in at number 1 is very simple to me, and that is Matthew Stafford, the real Matty Ice. I say that all the time, but that's really what he is, and he will be playing against this tough Chicago Bears defense. Now Matthew Stafford has put up the numbers this year: 19 touchdowns, 2,499 passing yards. You gotta stop, my guy. 5 picks. Wow, this guy has been amazing this season. But he's going against a really, really good defense in Chicago, and it's going to be a challenge like usual. You're outside, you're in the cold, Soldier Field. You got to show up, and he showed up here before. But a lot of times these can be lower scoring games. It's going to be very important to see what we can get out of Matthew Stafford because we know our defense struggles. He may need to put up some points in not the best weather, but I do believe in him. Okay, this is a guy that's been in the league for over a decade. If he can't play in the cold after being in the league for over a decade and you have to play at Green Bay and at Chicago every single year, then we have a problem. I think he'll be fine. He should be good to go. He may not put up the same numbers as usual. He won't put up his 400 passing yards, I don't think, against Raiders. If he does, we better win the dang game this time. But he can still have a very big game. It's going to be really, really important, okay? A run game is going to be important. See if we can get that thing going. Again, I didn't put that on here because you have to put Stafford on here. He's in the cold. He's probably going to have to carry this team like he has all season. We'll see what he can do. Those are the 5 players you should watch. Hopefully Mike Daniels is back. And there you go. So let me hear your thoughts, comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.